Hi, my name is Frank J. Garcia, and this is my review of our textbook for this year, Urban Science Education for the Hip Hop Generation. Let's go. So the chapter I chose was chapter 2, which was on teaching in a new way. Now, the textbook has this pretty much set up, is that it really wants to make a connection, have the teacher or whoever is reading this text to have a real connection with their students through the lessons. The particular chapter discusses what is wrong with past styles of teaching and its negative effect on students of today, and finishes by what we can do to fix it and by changing the layout of our current schools and our future schools. My interpretation when I was reading this was based on the fact that around the time we were learning about multiple intelligences that needed to be hit when making a lesson plan. So when I read the text, it made me think of the multiple styles of teaching that need to be implemented in a lesson so that all students can thrive from it. Also, the structure of our current classroom suppresses the students' urge to want to learn, which needs to be changed if we don't address all multiple intelligences. So, what was wrong with the old styles? According to the text, the old styles of teaching was more for instilling proper behavior instead of going over material. This is pretty much saying that we were raising students to, in the past, we were raising students to be able to go straight into the workforce, provide for family, make money, and then survive. Pretty much just going about tapping into our basic instincts. Whereas today, in the technological age, students have all different opportunities provided to them via internet, television, and whatnot. And now they have new needs that need to be met by the classroom. However, our classes are still in the old style of teaching and are just trying to get kids in and out. Similar article, an article that really helped prove this point was one that did a study on different eras from baby boomers to present day students. Now, again, they did a study when they did a survey once they asked past and present students what their goals were in school was, and their past students would answer get a job, make money, provide for a family, and then continue that on. Whereas students today want to say they want to pass, move on to further education, study what they really want to, and so on and so forth. However, what the new problem is, we're still training kids to just go into the workforce, but now they want to further their education. Now, what is wrong with the structure? In the past, teachers went into a classroom with a specific mindset. I stand and speak, you sit and listen. That was the end of it. That was the end of their chain of command. If a kid was struggling or needed help with anything, they were expected to fill in these holes by themselves and go find the answers themselves on their own time. The problem with this is there are many of the multiple intelligences that are not being met, such as musical, logical, interpersonal, spatial, and kinesthetic. These making lessons with these simple with making simple lessons that incorporate these multiple intelligences help a wide variety of students right off the bat. You can incorporate just one of them, and possibly half your class would already make sense. Now, today's classes are more student friendly, so that the kids can are able to ask questions if they need help with something. An article that I found that really backed up this was a one by Montgomery and Grote. In their article, they not only discuss the importance of long-term effect of incorporating multiple intelligence styles, but also the greater short-term effect, meaning students were more willing to want to learn in the classroom. They wanted to further their education. And the additional, of course, the overall benefit was that they retained this information further down the line. What needs to be done? The overall message of this text was clear. We need to create a classroom where every type of learner has the opportunity to learn. Therefore, visual learners are are helping. Verbal learners are helped. Kinesthetic learners are getting what they need. Every single type of student has an opportunity to thrive. A clear example was in M. Kelly's article when the students are brought into a new classroom. She puts an emphasis on the assessment process to see where the kids are at, what they need to work on, and then we go from there. Whereas instead, a lesson was created, the material was taught, and then at the end of the year, if they didn't get it, they would just fall behind. This article also went on to talk about the beyond process, where a kid would have to look at material on their own time. Now, this part of a lesson plan, even for me as a student, gets really overlooked considering you don't really. I've noticed that a lot of teachers did not put an emphasis on the beyond process. This process is key so that for a student to be able to want to learn on their own time by creating situations that make them want to do their own research to further their own personal education and incorporate what they want to learn what and incorporate what they've learned into their own fields that they wish to go into. Now, this is just further review, in my own opinion, about the text. I like the fact that it did talk that this chapter did talk about incorporating different ways of teaching the students in the classroom. However, nowadays more teachers are incorporating multiple intelligences, but they are doing so one or two at a time. I feel that it is necessary to incorporate most, if not all, multiple intelligences in a single lesson so that every student can benefit. I found ways in when I was creating my own lesson plans to incorporate a domino effect, such as teaching two or three multiple intelligences that would trickle down, that will cause an effect of triggering more intelligences, and then the last of the multiple intelligences as well. Anyways, this was my review. Anyways, this is my review on our textbooks for the year, and have a good day.